Okay, sounds good, bud. Well, hopefully we'll talk to you then.
Cool, man. Blake, good to talk to you again, man. Vic, talk to you later. Travis, you guys have a good night.
All right, later on, one half of the American Headhunters.
Thanks, guys.
All right, later on. That's our buddy Jared. It's been way too long since we talked to Jared. He's had some issues going on, but you know what? He's still here. He's still among the living, and that's what matters. And I'm just happy to hear from him. Whenever we hear from him, I'm always like, well, that's good. That's. I'm sure it's a bitch to be among the living sometimes, but I'm just glad he's around. So.
As am I haven't talked to him in some time since I think the last time I spoke with him was the Stephen King Mask show, and then also the top 5 list, and then also he was on Nightmare on Elm Street. I believe it was Nightmare on Elm Street 3's episode where we did the retrospective with Ken Sagost and with Rodney Eastman. He was on that one, but since then I haven't heard much from him.
Sagost is so awesome. Anyway.
Oh, he is, absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit. Let's say where have our horror adventures taken us lately, since we haven't done that tonight yet. And, you know, we're going to hold off on doing a rundown of Lost Boys till next week. So I watched Scarface today. I know it's not a horror movie, but there's some horrific parts to that movie. There's a fucking chainsaw. No wonder Vic loves the movie so much, right, Vic?
Yes, that's probably my favorite scene, actually.
Now, look, I want to let everybody know I have the DVD of Scarface. I don't pop it in nearly enough. I have this, like, super deluxe version that's in a giant box that looks like it's like a box of cocaine, and it came with, like, a fucking money clip and the original version of Scarface. Anyway, it's pretty awesome, but I was watching Scarface on Netflix today, and there were so many things that I had forgotten about it because it's been a while. And one of which is that the Grand Theft Auto Vice City music, you know, was stolen from Scarface. Like, it just basically ripped off Scarface. And secondly, that chainsaw scene. That scene is fucked up.
Fucking gruesome, dude. I love it.
Yes. So, but I tell you what, Blake, what I was telling Vic earlier today is, can you imagine if Al Pacino played Tony Montana in 2018? Everybody would be pissed. Like, there would be so many people offended at saying that it's racist or that they're whitewashing, even though he's Italian. I think he's Italian. I would assume he is.
He is.
But you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine these different eras? And because he's adding this weird, you know, not list, but he does something with his mouth, you know, the whole Tony Montana. The whole thing with his, yeah. Yeah, like, everybody would be offended now if that were to happen. Am I wrong?
People get offended about everything, so I'm sure they would.
Yeah, the social justice warriors would be all over that one. But, you know, anyway, I watched Scarface, so there's that. Earlier today, I watched Rampage at the theaters. And, again, maybe not horror, a little bit horror because you've got a giant alligator, a giant wolf, and a giant fucking gorilla. And it was a pretty good movie. I'd say this. I wouldn't go see it if I didn't have Movie Pass, but it is worth watching. So, you know, don't go out of your way to watch it, but when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, watch it. It's worth it. I enjoyed it. Brought me back to my childhood. You could even see a Rampage arcade game in the background of a few scenes, Vic.
That is awesome. That's one of my favorite games. Yeah.
Me too. Even on Nintendo, even though it wasn't as good as the arcade version, it was still fucking fun.
Like, I really have no idea why I liked it so much, because all you did was, like, destroy buildings, but it was quite amazing.
I mean, I just like destroying shit. It's like Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. I mean, I like killing people, so Grand Theft Auto is great.
Yes.
I don't do missions. I just kill people.
I do missions, and then I kill people.
So, let me see if there's anything else I've watched this past week, because I can't remember much that I've watched beyond that. That's really all I can think of. I've been watching a lot of Twilight Zone. I can tell you that.
Have you watched The Last Rites of Jeff Myrtlebane?
I've seen every Twilight Zone episode.
Well, that's 1962, and he went on to, his name is James Best. He's a cousin. Well, he was. He died a couple of years ago. But he went on to play Roscoe P. Coltrane in The Dukes of Hazzard. So, yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that was a cousin.
Yeah, it's a cousin to me. Yep. I wasn't able to go to the funeral because it was kind of sudden. But he was, buried in North Carolina, and he is, absolutely a cousin. And actually, he is one that Quentin Tarantino gives him credit for teaching him about acting. You know, I guess that's where Quentin Tarantino learned, how to act in film for those few appearances that he does. So he considers James one of his biggest influences. So again, I'm glad that the family name has something really awesome attached to it besides, Nightmare on Elm Street, which I'm very happy with what I've done. I mean, I'm very happy to contribute with what I'm doing. I'm not an actor by any means, but I like to write music for the movies, and I like to write movies, and I like to do screenplays and write books. So I'm happy with that. Let somebody else in front of the camera be pretty,
Yeah. You know what I like? I like to piss in the bushes, so that's what I'm doing right now. So anyway,
I don't have to piss, so I'm good. I drank my alcohol, and I'll drink another one next week, and then the following week I'll have another. I really like that screwdriver, but I think I drank it a little fast.
Well, Blake, since we were talking about Twilight Zone, I watched Dust last night. It's a Twilight Zone episode. The episode's average, okay? But there's a story behind it, and it's regarding the death of Emmett Till, or the murder of Emmett Till. It's actually a pretty long story. I want to talk about that this month, May 29th, I think. So, I'd like to do that show this month. I'm going to see if I can find somebody to talk about it. It is a fucked up case with a lot of turns and twists and all that, and the fact that it actually inspired a Twilight Zone episode. Multiple Rod Serling scripts, by the way, before you could get that through, because there were so many white supremacist assholes that were trying to block it. But anyway, I'd really like to talk about that, even though it's fucked up and controversial. What is our show if not controversial? So May 29th, that's our goal, is to talk about the murder of Emmett Till. And it sounds like, Blake, you do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I have. I took a lot of classes. I got to see a lot of speakers about it, and then one of my professors actually has posted something about, we won't get into it here, but somebody had made a recent comparison of some social issue to the Emmett Till case, and it's nothing like that, and it really made him mad. And again, he's a very, very highly esteemed professor. So, and he taught me my film class and a couple other English classes. I think my film class was called Men, Women, and Chainsaws: Gender in the Modern Horror Film. So that was one of the classes I took with him. So he wasn't too happy about it. He's none too happy about it, and I can't say that I was happy about it either, because I've seen the photos. I know the whole story about what happened in Money, Mississippi in '56. I know exactly what happened, and it's worth covering, absolutely, and it's horrifying. It's horrifying, and the fact that Rod Serling was inspired by that brings a whole new level of horror to it, because it made it widely available for people who weren't as well acquainted with the incident. But it did come out years later, and we'll get into that things didn't happen exactly as they said. People said that they had happened, and that's important to know. But yes, I think a show on that is absolutely a good show to have.
Yeah. I think it's important, especially, with the type of climate we're in right now and the way things are. It's a nice little show for us to do. Every once in a while we do a show that's a little bit poetic, and I think that'll be an interesting show to do. Vic, you still around, buddy, or did you hang up on us?
After.
So what's been going on in your horror adventures? Anything? I know you been on vacation.
I watched The Birdie last night.
Yes, I saw that. Now, you said that was the greatest kill in cinematic history. Was that actually number one on your list when we did that? I can't remember.
Yes, it was. And I will take that to my grave.
I'd be hard-pressed to argue too hard against it, because I tell you what, fucking people got massacred in that scene. He's talking about, of course, the rap scene.
The greatest shower scene, too.
I'd have to agree, and it's also a very early appearance. Holly Hunter and Jason Alexander and Fisher Stevens of all.
Jason Alexander
one of my
in his weird jerseys.
with hair. Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? But hey, I wanted to let you guys know, Bill just posted a super awesome picture on Facebook on our thread of him and David Arquette on the set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Bill is made up as a vampire, and it's beautiful. You got to see it.
That's awesome. Hey, you know, funny thing, since you mentioned Jason Alexander, and I didn't get to mention this, but Bill, I was kind of giggling to myself whenever he's talking about his hands and his arms are in a bunch of different movies, which I get. You know, like Kane Hodder was the glove and the Freddy glove and Jason Goes to Hell. But I was sitting there thinking, I wonder if during that time period he was like George in that episode of Seinfeld where he was trying to take care of his hands because he was a hand model. You know what I'm talking about, Blake?
Yeah,
I don't know if you like Seinfeld like that.
I don't, but I do know what you're talking about. I've seen enough of the episodes to know it is truly a show about nothing. I get it. But yeah, no, I have seen the episode, and it's really funny, you know, especially, and to see, again, Jason Alexander in a horror film, man, The Burning is one of my favorites. I really think if it would have been done, you know, and they would have, like, focused on that could have been a hell of a franchise, man.
Yeah, why the fuck did that not get any sequels? Why did Maniac not get any sequels? It's so weird to me that the movies that did get sequels and the ones that didn't, because those could have been awesome franchises. You had great killers, and yet nothing. You know, we get our one, and that was it. And then we get stuck with sequels, and nothing against Critters, but did we need that many sequels to it? Did we need all the Children of the Corn sequels? Good Lord.
Be careful on Critters. Mick was just on the show, buddy.
And I love Critters. I love Critters. I can't remember anything after, like, part 3. And there were 4 or 5, weren't there?
Yeah, there were 4. Yeah.
So, although Freddy was in one of them, sort of.
Yeah, with Leo DiCaprio. I think that was the Critters 3, 1990, I believe. Yeah.
I used to watch that shit all the time. Maybe I shouldn't talk about Critters. Maybe I should bash something else, because Critters isn't the one I want to go after.
Yeah. Let's
Children of the Corn. Fuck you, Children. Hellraiser. There you go. Too many fucking sequels, bad sequels of Hellraiser. Leprechaun.
Yeah.
I could
Leprechaun.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad sequels out there. There's a lot that I haven't even seen that I wouldn't even give credence to. Like now they've green-lighted apparently a remake to American Psycho, and I'm like, why? The fuck is that necessary for?
Yeah.
You know? Let's start remaking movies that are barely 20 years old. You know?
Not even old. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
let's
start. Yeah, let's start remaking shit that's barely 20 years old. Let's start that, you know.
I'm going to beat this into the ground, but I'm going to keep saying it. Why can't they remake movies that, you know, aren't classics, but they could have been, like Jason Goes to Hell, Jason Takes Manhattan, Halloween 3, even though I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it, but there are some things that you could tie up there and make it a really good movie. You know, what have you guys thought and Vic and I have been talking about this a lot lately. I was thinking that the new Halloween movie was going to be dog shit, but, you know, hearing what the trailer contained in it made me actually a little bit more hopeful than I expected to be. Did he just cough Jamie Lee Curtis as a cunt? Is that what you did, Vic?
Do what?
What did you just do? Did you just cough that Jamie Lee Curtis is a cunt?
I didn't, but...
That's some shit you would do, though.
It is, because she is, but I didn't say it.
Asshole.
But now I'm going to have to spend like $150 for an autograph one day, and I'll be upset about it.
Yeah, I know. We should have spent $80 when we had the chance, but it took us all day to get it.
Yeah, it would have been worth it if it did. We're stupid.
Yeah, you did wait all day for Feldog, so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Interesting story about Feldman tonight on the show with the porn stars on the movie premiere.
I wasn't surprised one bit.
Well, hell no. He's the
hey, guys, I did want to give you a message. Bill just messaged me and said that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for the invite. So.
Yeah, I want to have him again sometime because he was great. Like, next time we do a movie that he worked on, fuck yeah, anytime.
I'll let him know. You guys are very welcome. I always get such the amazing amount of guests on here. I really do.
You know, it's funny because we used to go out of our way to get horror guests. And then, like, to be honest with you, as far as the horror shows go and my contacting guests, I lost motivation. And I've kind of shifted a lot of my motivation towards, you know, like serial killer guests and or Ray or Kevin M. Sullivan. So that's what I like. That's kind of my passion as far as these shows go. But I love the fact that you've hooked some new guests for us that we've really had a lot of fun with as well.
It has been a lot of fun, and I have to give you guys lots of credit. Thank you for putting up with the stuff about my book.